Mercury in Taurus. And this video is for everyone who has their Mercury in Taurus. How do you know where your planet of communication and skills is? You can go to my birth chart calculator. I'm putting a link for it here. Enter your birthday details. You don't need to know the time of birth. Your Mercury sign will not change. And go to the planetary detail table where you will see, each planet, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, Venus. But you check only Mercury. And check what's the sign sitting opposite it. And if it happens to be Taurus, this video is for you. So first of all, what is Mercury? Mercury is our planet of communication. What kind of people are Mercury in Taurus? How do they communicate? So it's such an important planet, Mercury. Very few people check it, but actually it comprises maybe 50% of our personality, because we communicate with others through Mercury, and what they see from us is our Mercury, and often what impression we make is our Mercury, and our friendships as well are defined by a Mercury, and our skills, how easily we learn skills, and often how others think how intelligent we are. They judge it by our communication. You might be extremely intelligent, but if you can't express it in words, which is Mercury, others will think you're stupid. It does not show the deep core of your insides, but Mercury indicates how you express them, and often shows big impact on what others think of you in your social life. So now let's see how does Mercury in Taurus communicate? Well, Taurus is a sign ruled by Venus, which is the planet of diplomacy, which is kind, which is sweet, which is melodious. So they would not usually they would not be using vulgar words, or they won't be using something that is, because Venus is this dainty feminine planet. Of course, they will not talk daintily, but they can have a melodious and harmonious voice, for example, because Venus gives this sweetness and pleasant voice to listen to. And often some of them can have very good singing voice. If you check on the internet, so many singers have Mercury in Taurus. Some of the best singers, like Bono, and singer-songwriters, because Mercury indicates writing, and Venus rules Taurus, and Venus is art, music, song. And so when you combine writing with music, and Mercury also rules the voice with sweetness and melody, we get some very good singers. Bono is, and singer-songwriters. Bono is like that. There are so many. Let me just check here. I had a few written down. There are, so many singers and people with very interesting voice. For example, Janet Jackson, Lenny Kravitz is as well. What's the name of this actor? Morgan Freeman has Mercury in Taurus. So this deep, steady voice that is so impactful and melodious, you can listen to it for hours, tell his stories. This is for me epitome of Mercury in Taurus, the Morgan Freeman voice there. And Taurus is a stable, deep sign. It's salt of the earth. It's like a bull. Imagine someone with a powerful voice, but not raspy, not aggressive, but powerful, but smoothen voice. Powerful, at the same time, gentle voice. This is how it usually tends to be. But of course, this can be modified if there is another planet in Taurus with Mercury. Say if it's Mars, the person might be susceptible to cussing and using much more harsher language. If it's Venus there, they'll be even sweeter. They can charm people with their words, with the spoken words, because Venus, the sign of Taurus, is very charming. It's very feels comfortable, feels luxurious. So they can be like that in their communication. And usually there is diplomacy and more melodiousness and more kindness in their communication. Also, Mercury is, not only the voice, but how we learn things and how we express ideas. So how does Mercury in Taurus learn? Well, they might be a little bit slow. It might take them time to learn information, because Taurus is a slow but steady sign. So if you have a child with Mercury in Taurus, you have to understand that with them, slow and steady wins the race. Don't force them to learn big amounts of information too fast. They need to process the information. But once Mercury in Taurus people learn something and understand it, oh my God, they keep it for life. Some information they acquire, they retain it. Usually they have very good memory, unless, of course, there is some difficult aspects to this Mercury, making it more fuzzy, making it more easy to forget. But normally Mercury in Taurus learns. When it learns some knowledge, they learn it slowly, methodically, but they keep it for a long time. They're like sometimes the older they get, they're like a wealth of knowledge, But they're interested in learning something only if you have a practical application. If it's something abstract, theoretical, of course, unless Mercury is in the 9th house in Taurus, then okay, they can be, or is with Jupiter, conjunct Jupiter, they can be more abstract, philosophical. But normally Mercury in Taurus, they learn either practical skills or something that has application, something that gives tangible results, because Taurus is this earthy, material sign. I'm not saying they're material thinking people. They can have such inclinations, but if they learn something, they learn it better if there is at the end of the line some application, whether it's like so where they can build something with it, they can put it in tangible manifestation, whatever skills or information they're learning, and that stimulates them. And they learn best by example, by seeing, because Taurus is an earth sign. Earth signs, they can learn by abstraction and learning formulas and theories, but they best learn by getting their hands on something, because Taurus, earth signs, they're material, physical signs, so they need like someone to show them how to do it, so they do it at the same place, at the same, in like an apprentice. If you want to teach them about nature, take them in nature and show them the things, rather than on a book only, or just some abstract things. If you want to teach them how to play a piano or some instrument, rather than do when people go learning music and how to play piano, often they have classes for, I don't know how it's called, but like the notes, and it's a lot of abstract, it's a lot of learning in the mind, the logical process, how to do it, but actually Mercury in Taurus people, they learn much easier if they're practicing immediately on the instrument, looking you and looking at you and doing the same thing, so hands-on experience. Just a second, let me oh. So and also what can help them with the learning process is because Taurus rules the 5 senses. So anything which stimulates the 5 senses. Say you have a baby with Mercury in Taurus and you want it to learn to speak faster. Of course, Taurus always takes its time, or to learn to understand what is what. So you give it a book where it can touch the fur, where you can smell things, this is how the 5 senses, when they're stimulated, they remember and they learn much more easily. So practical experience, practical way of hands-on experience, that's the best way for them to learn. And what are usually their skills? Because Mercury shows the skill sets. Okay, they can learn slowly, methodically, easy, but they're consistent. If they start studying something, they're not going to drop it like Mercury in Aries or Mercury in Gemini, just jump from one to the other. They will, when they get, usually, unless they have Mercury-Uranus aspect or something, or Mars, that makes them more impatient, But usually when they start learning some skill, they bring it to the bitter end, They can be very skillful if someone else gives them an idea and they implement it. They take it, they develop it, because they are not they can spread it over time. They can slowly, practically apply it into material manifestation, which is Taurus, And so they're good. Mercury in Taurus people, they're good when they have an idea, they'll follow it through, follow up, and manifesting it, into the reality. So. And to maintain a process. When they learn something, they can maintain the process. They're usually quite good organizers, methodical, slow again, because Taurus is Mercury is the planet of organization and management, and Taurus is a practical earthy sign. So it very much helps Mercury in Taurus people be organized. Maybe not like the fast way of Mercury in Virgo way, like they analyzing, dissecting very quickly, managing, but they will put things in a beautiful order. Even when they're writing reports, they can be beautifully written with beautiful, pictures and diagrams that explain, and usually it's not good for them to work under a lot of pressure unless they have some areas like Aries Sun or something, but they will implement the project fully and to the end, but if they're under pressure, that kind of frustrates their skills a little bit, you know. And, you know, they learn through demonstrations, as I said, and through concrete answers. They like practical application of what they learn. But what skill sets do they naturally have? As I said, often the voice can be very good, so they can be good speakers. Also because the topics that they communicate are well-researched, methodically well-researched, well put and constructed together, thoroughly researched, you know, and, you know... and thoroughly covered, and their ideas also quite practical. They work well, so they can make a living being speakers. And Taurus is naturally the the sign of the voice, and Mercury is the planet of the voice. Interestingly enough, so again, as it says, it gives impactful, slow but profound speakers. And melodious as well. So, and they're very good actors. If you open somewhere an astrology, for example, Astro Theme, where you can check which person has Mercury in Aries in Taurus from the famous people. My God, so many actors. Some of the best actors out there have Mercury in Taurus. Why is that? Because Mercury is skill and communication, and Taurus is the sign of art, is a sign of the arts, of entertainment, because it's ruled by Venus. Venus rules entertainment and arts. Mercury rules skills, communications, and you know, and imitation as well. So these people can be some of the best actors. I can count you so many, you know. I don't know if I should answer them. Johnny Depp, George Clooney, Uma Thurman, Robert Pattinson, Megan Fox, Russell Crowe, Kristen Stewart, Kirsten Dunst, Emma Watson, you know, Penelope Cruz, Jack Nicholson, Zendaya Zellweger, Clint Eastwood, my God, Salvador Dali, painters, some painters, Colin Farrell, I can carry out, Pierce Brosnan, and singers, Kelly Clarkson. So people in the arts and people in painters as well, because Mercury is the skills of the hands. Mercury rules the hands and your natural your skills. You know what do you learn the easiest? And when it's in artistic sign like Taurus, they can be very good painters. Just like, you know, I told you an example, Dali. Of course, he had those crazy ideas. They don't come through Mercury sign. The Mercury gives the skill. The crazy ideas of Salvador Dali were coming from somewhere else. You know, I think maybe his son was in Aries or something like that. You know, but Mercury gives quite good skill of the hand. Mercury gives quite good ability to harmoniously move the hand, to make harmonious shapes and figures. That's why it makes good actors, good painters, good people in art overall. I know one lady, Mercury in Taurus, very good. She's the fashion designer as well, because Mercury is skill. She paints beautiful clothes. Venus is Taurus is fashion, and she's a photographer as well. She has a good eye for beauty. She's not an abstract photographer. She's a very sensual photographer. She photographs models, you know, and but she has an eye and a skill for that as well. And because Taurus is a sign of beauty, you know. And so people in arts can benefit a lot from Mercury in Taurus, and they like to communicate and to speak about beauty, art, about good food, because Taurus is all those things, the luxuries of life, the pampering, the good things of life. They can have skills in managing such businesses. For example, business in luxury goods, which is Taurus, business in fashion, to manage it. Or even skills in that. They can have good skills in artistic, creative abilities, I said, singing as well, anything, wine tasting, because Mercury is writing, so wine tasting critique, because Taurus is or food tasting critique, you know, they would write about the luxuries and sensual experiences, or they can be music critiques, because they can write, Mercury, about music. They have a good ear for music, you know. And they can communicate about, you know, they can also, Taurus is a sign of material acquisition. So they're very good and skilled. They mind things very well when it comes to financial acquisition, when it comes to gaining of profits when it comes to basically finances, money, and whatever Mercury house it is, you can be profitable there. Whatever Mercury in Taurus is, because Taurus is a financial house where you can have a good sense of business, a good sense of finance, a good sense of financial wealth and gains. And wherever you have Mercury there, you can be good manager of that area. For example, Mercury in the second house, you can be good managers of finances overall, or assets, or resources, or valuable objects, like like working at Christie's or something like that. In the third house, you can be a very good you can have a very good sense of the worth of the written and spoken word. You can appraise, and you can enjoy the spoken written word. Good writers, for example, they can make money from writing, because Taurus is their financial flair, and third house is writing, communicating, media, speaking. In the fourth house, Mercury in Taurus, they can have good management skills in regards to and make money out of that, and good flair in regards to property, in regards to nurturing hotel businesses, food business, because that's the fourth house. In the fifth house, in regards to entertainment, in regards to creativity, in regards to anything creative, they can make money and flair out of it. In regard to investments, because fifth house is investments, in regards to kind of business for children in some way, they can, but usually it's very creative position there. And so they can have a sense, maybe like appraisals of arts or something, make money out of art in some way, managing, organizing, or they creating the art themselves. In the sixth house, they can be again very good communicators, make money out of conflict solving, make money out of conflict solving. This is sixth house. Mercury in sixth house often makes very good also nutritionist in Taurus, because Taurus is food, sixth house is nutrition. Mercury in sixth house can make in Taurus can make someone who has flair to make money out of situations which are unbalanced. For example, from the medical field, from people, from social, what's it called? Government services, and even from debt, to make money financially out of debt, because this is the sixth house. Seventh house, make money out of business, partnerships, deals, transactions, counseling, advising, help others make money. Mercury in the eighth house, have a financial flair to make others, help others manage their finances, appraise others' belongings, banking as well, big finances as well, has the flair how to make money out of occult knowledge and information, out of crisis situations. For example, Mercury in eighth house in Taurus person can generate money when the rest of the world is in crisis all of a sudden, when a country goes into crisis, or say a company goes in crisis, and you call this person and they can generate finances. The Mercury in the ninth house, they can have a flair how to generate finances through high education, how to have practical results from business in travel, in foreign exchange, and anything to do with ninth house, with higher education, with spiritual knowledge as well, through pre-qualification. And in the 10th house, overall careers, any kind of Mercury careers can be very financial. This can be a financial position, for someone who is good at money, finances, arts, creativity, every kind of Mercury profession that I mentioned, because it's in the 10th house of career. And in 11th house, very good understanding of the markets. 11th house is networks that are interconnected, and the markets are one of those things, stock markets and things like that. Big corporations as well. Good ability to for financial gains overall for any kind of business. Mercury in the 11th in Taurus, very auspicious for financial gains, unless it's badly aspected, of course. Mercury in the 12th house, understanding how to turn losses into profits, because 12th house is losses. How to turn drainage or losses into kind of more profitable situation. All long-term investment is the 12th house. Financial acumen there. But anyway, this is Mercury, it's acumen that it has. Overall, I thought I managed to explain everything, how they learn, the process of their learning, what they're skilled at, how they communicate, what is the best way for them to learn, what is the best way for what natural skills they have. So that's what they think usually, what they communicate about. I think we covered everything. So thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Tomorrow will be Mercury in Gemini.